Are you a business owner who is involved in each and every activity of your business? Be it order management or project management or handling the clients, handling the vendors, giving the task to your team manually, and then following up with them whether they have completed the task. You're doing the micromanagement, not macro management. So in that case, let me tell you guys, you're not a business owner. You're just self-employed person who is trying to survive but not able to scale. Hi guys, I'm Keval Kishan, India's leading business automation coach. And in this lesson, I'm going to tell you three stages of a business owner's life and how you can scale actually from the stage one to stage three. So here are the three stages, guys. The first stage is technician, second stage is manager, and third stage is entrepreneur. Now, these stages I've learned from a book called E-Myth. E-Myth is a book created by a writer called Michael Gerber, who has said that more than 80% of India's, or maybe not in India, entire world's, on an average, 80% of the businesses actually struggle, right, due to lack of systems and tools. Okay, and it's defined the journey of a business owner in three stages. Before telling you that these three stages, I want to ask you: are you also struggling to manage your business due to lack of systems, due to lack of tools? Right. I have a lot of other lessons where I'm telling on how can you build systems on Google Form and Google Sheet to scale your business as well. So check out my other videos as well. So coming back to this, three stages: technician, manager, and entrepreneur. So let's talk about the first stage, technician. So technician is that stage of your life when you start your business, okay, and you start handling your operations as well. You are alone or maybe a couple of more people with you, and you're trying to manage the things, you're trying to deliver the product or service. You've just started, and now you're trying to create the cash flow and you're trying to grow. Then next stage is manager. What is the manager stage? Where you have figured out that what are the processes, okay, which are actually required in your business to automate, so that you can actually manage your team as well, manage your clients, and you can scale. Okay, at the manager stage, you start hiring people. Okay, you start defining processes, and you start automating each and every process using technology. When I talk about technology, there are hundred of technologies which are available for to help you automate your processes, be it Zoho, be it SAP, B1, be it Google. But what I usually prefer and what I recommend to each and every student of mine who go through our programs is Google applications. Whether you talk about Google Forms, which is very easy to collect the data, whether you talk about Google Sheets, where you can easily manage your data and analyze it on cloud or Google Sheets, or whether you talk about Google Data Studio, where you can create business dashboards and reports using just drag and drop technology, and it can email you, it can send you an email on daily basis, the status of each and every department. So that is the Google what I'm talking about. Okay, Google technology, Google applications. So manager is that stage जहाँ पे आप अपनी stages define करने लगते हो. You start defining your processes, you start defining your systems, you start hiring good talent, you start training them on how to use the systems which you're trying to build. And this is the time level where you're learning the core operations of your business. Okay, the exact work that you do for your client. But this is the stage where you're upgrading yourself as an entrepreneur. You're building your technical skills, you're building your time management skills, and you're trying to improve, you're trying to increase your level as well on managing a business, right? So before telling you third stage, I want to ask you, tell me, which stage are you in right now? Are you into the technician or into the manager? Okay, if you're into the technician, what I recommend you is to take some good amount of time from your week, at least 20 to 30% of time, and start upgrading your technical skills. Okay, start learning Google Forms, start learning Google Sheets, and you will see that slowly, technically you will be upgraded. And with that, start observing what are the processes and what are the systems which are actually required for you in your business to scale. A lot of times, due to lack of systems, due to lack of processes, we try to upgrade, but we are not able to upgrade to manager, and we again jump onto the technician, because whenever our any of teammates make any mistake, right, and we say okay, इनसे नहीं हो पाएगा, मुझे ही सारा बिजनेस मैनेज करना है. एक तो सबसे बड़ी मिथ आज के टाइम पे बिजनेस ओनर्स के दिमाग में क्या है, दैट नथिंग कैन बी कंप्लीटेड विदाउट देयर इन्वॉल्वमेंट. उनको होता है कि मुझे हर चीज में आना पड़ेगा बिकॉज मुझसे अच्छा कोई कर नहीं सकता. एंड इफ यू आर लिविंग विद दिस मिथ that you need to be involved in each and every process, let me tell you, let me guarantee and write it on the paper and give you that you will not be able to scale your business, you will not be able to grow to the level that you want or that you deserve, right? So for that, what I suggest you is that create processes, create system in this stage, and start training your team on how to do the work, technical work, and you start observing as a manager through reports, through tracking tools, right? Now, when you talk about tracking tools in the operations, there are so many tools that you can have. For example, project management tool, flow management tool, task delegation tool. These are all the tools which actually can be built on Google Form and Google Sheet, and this is all the tools which we provide to our students who are coming to our coaching program. So from technician to manager, third stage is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is the stage where you have set defined processes, set defined tools and systems to grow your business. Okay, and all the technicians in your company are following up those processes and completing the work. And all the managers are observing the performance of the technician and they're trying to improve the level as well. And as an entrepreneur, you're just focusing on creating your 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year goals, and you're trying to achieve your goals. Okay, so let me firstly clarify you that it's not that like within a day or within a week or within a month you can actually shift from technician to manager to entrepreneur. It's a long journey. Okay, however, if you're willing to devote 20 to 30% of your time, even 6 to 7 hours, if you do it in a week, on learning G Suite and on or learning on how to automate your business processes, within 3 months you can actually shift from technician to manager. And after that, it's your journey on how do you shift from tech manager to entrepreneur. Now, you might have a question in your mind that Keval, whatever you're telling, it's of good knowledge, but let me tell you, Keval, that my time goes into managing the business. How do I find the time? Okay, so this is the question of not only yours but a lot of my students as well. So let me tell you how where your time goes. Okay, so this is your time. Where does your time go? So there are two words which I've written here. First is managerial, and second is growth oriented. Okay, so on an average, if you're working effectively 8 hours a day and you're working 6 days a week, so you're on an average having 48 to uh, like 50 hours a week, right? Effectively 50 hours a week to manage your business. Now, what is happening is that due to lack of planning, your entire week is going on just managing the business. Okay, this is the concept which I also follow in my daily life, and past 4 years I have seen so managerial task and growth oriented task. Okay, so most of you are spending most of your time in just managerial tasks. What are the managerial tasks? Managerial tasks, for example, you're handling the client inquiries. Okay, that's a managerial task. You're managing your core operations, whether it is delivering the orders, delivering the projects, delivering the products or services. You're handling the core operations. You're looking in each and every project and guiding your team what to do in this, what to do in that, what to do in this, what to do in that, each and every process. Third, you're giving the task to your team manually, no system. Sometimes you're giving just through WhatsApp voice notes. Sometimes you're calling your team and giving the work. Sometimes you're just emailing them. No system, just giving the work to them. And then you're following up with them every day, every hour. What has happened? What's the progress? And due to lack of systems, they are also delaying, and you're just firefighting with them. With that, you're manually, taking the payment follow up as well from your client. So these all tasks actually come into the managerial task. Now, this is a trap which you will not be able to come out until unless you define processes. You have a CRM through which you're able to handle the lead inquiries. You have task delegation tool with which you are able to delegate the task to your team and automatically system follow with them on everyday basis. And there are many other technologies which can help you to get rid of this managerial task. And what it requires is just you to spend 5 to 6 hours a week, and you can get rid of this headache. This one of the biggest trap of your life, which is called managerial task. Second type of task is called growth oriented task. What are the growth oriented tasks? For example, business automation. Business automation is growth oriented task. Defining systems. It's a growth oriented task. Defining the processes. It's a growth oriented task. Learning technology. Learning technology is a yes. Learning technology is a growth oriented task. After that, training your team. Train your team. Okay, that's a growth oriented task. Now, all these managerial tasks, okay, can actually be automated if you start automating your business processes by defining it first and then learning how to do it and then do it. Okay, so growth oriented task is, for example, business automation, building your website, doing digital marketing, doing branding, doing marketing. Those tasks which are actually helping you to boost your company growth. Whereas managerial task is all the tasks which are helping you to just survive but not scale, right? So it's up to you to actually find out where are you wasting your time, either in the managerial task, or instead of wasting here, are you investing your time here? Okay. Now it's not possible for you to do some magic in just one day and start doing only growth oriented task and not defining the managerial task. It's a process. Okay, and this is a 3 month process where the first month you learn technology skills, okay, and second month you define the process, you start building the tools, or you start learning the tools and start implementing it, and third month where you start training your team on how to use those systems and those tools. So there's a 3 month journey which we also cover in our training programs. So managerial task and growth oriented task, this was the topic which I wanted to cover, to tell you where is your time going on and where is the time which you need to actually uh, invest, right? So I hope you got a better understanding of managerial tasks and growth oriented tasks. I am investing on an average in a week 60% of time in growth oriented tasks and 40% time in managing the business. What about you? Type in the comment what percentage of your time in the entire day or in the entire week, what percentage of time is going on the managing the business, and how much time are you dedicatedly devoting in upgrading your knowledge, in upgrading your tech systems, in growing your business. Okay, now just hold on, let me just share that final idea with you. So I told you 3 stages: technician, manager, and entrepreneur. Okay, until unless you upgrade your systems, until unless you upgrade your skills, and until unless you define the process and automate them, it is near to impossible to actually upgrade from technician to manager. And then once you are upgraded to manager, you have systems, you have tools. That is where the next thing, which is called strategy, comes into the picture, where you now define the customer persona, you define your marketing strategy, your sales strategy. You need actually start scaling your business. But without this stage, it is near to impossible to actually shift from the manager to entrepreneur. If you think that you can just have some sales strategy and scale your business, you'll not be able to grow your sales. If you think you can have some marketing strategy, do some Facebook ads and get some lead and convert them, you'll not be able to do until unless you have the system. Tell me, on an average, if you're handling 5 inquiry or 10 inquiry a day, okay, if you run some Facebook ad, or if you do some marketing, you get 100 inquiries. Without a CRM, how do you handle them? You will not be able to handle them, right? Without a proper project management, order management, how do you handle the project or orders? You will not be able to do that. In that case, what will happen? It will backfire. The customer will come after you and they will say that, why did you first promise you're not able to deliver your service or product on time? So that is the reason. Firstly, define the systems and then go on to the strategy on scaling your business. So I, Keval Kishan, can help you in upgrading yourself from technician to manager in 3 months so that you can actually go to the next stage. Okay. Check out my next lesson as well, where I'm defining what is the business automation, okay, and what is the exact process that goes in defining any, automating any process using business automation on Google Form and Google Sheet, and in marketing, sales, operation, and HR, what all activities are there which you can actually systemize and grow your business. Till then, looking forward to create more value for all of you, and look forward to see you all personally as well. See you guys. Take care. Bye bye. Keval Kishan, India's leading automation coach. Looking forward to create huge value for each and every entrepreneur in India. Take care. Bye bye.